Reports have been showing that ever since 2020, vision problems have been on the rise at a rapid rate. But with worsening myopia seeming to be inevitable, what if there was a simple way to prevent this? Even better, maybe reverse this? Well, I came across this simple theory suggesting that just by staring into the distance, one could not only prevent worsening vision, but maybe even restore it. Well, I decided to put this theory to the test, so I took some pre-measurements testing my vision with and without glasses, and then for the next week, every day I plan to stare off into the distance for 1 hour each day.
Here goes nothing.
So something I believed was important was to stare off into the distance without my glasses or without any vision correction. I was assuming that based on this theory that looking off into the distance would allow my natural eyesight to adjust, and that is what would lead to the benefits.
Hey, it's so sunny. Oh yeah, that's much better.
So according to my interpretation of this theory, I believed you were supposed to try to relax your eyes as you stare off into the distance. But this was difficult doing this in the mid-afternoon because it was so sunny. However, I found that going into the shade and then staring out from there fixed this problem. Now something I realized very short on, besides all the bugs outside, is staring off into what looked like this big green-blue blur, I felt time was going slower. And this might seem like a benefit, slowing down time, but to my overstimulated brain, this was kind of annoying. Nevertheless, after what seemed like forever, finally, 1 hour was up. And when I put back on my glasses, I noticed something extremely intriguing.
Whoa. I don't know if it's because I'm not used to everything being sharp for the last hour, but I swear things look like over-sharpened right now. I might have gotten like a slight improvement just from that. It does look like I can see, I don't want to say farther, but things look sharper further out. Man, I'm excited to see what happens after 7 days of doing this.
So why might this theory actually work? Well, it's simple really. The idea is that by staring off into the distance, well, it's pretty much the exact opposite of what so many of us are doing for hours a day. Staring at our phones. Over the last 100 years or so, as we've been more and more looking at things close up, myopia, or nearsightedness, that is, things in the distance look blurry, has been on the rise. Some argue that this is because we have trained our eyes to look at things close up most of the time, so our eyes become lazy looking into the distance. Whether this holds truth or not, something interesting I found was this study on gaze behaviors during near-work tasks, showing that looking at the phone caused significantly greater focusing demand as well as greater peripheral scene relative myopic defocus compared to paper, possibly indicating that our addictive smartphone habits nowadays might cause far more eye strain than other close-up activities.
Yeah, everything is pretty darn sharp again. And that's with all the distractions from the bugs, as well as the sun being a little bright sometimes. I don't know if I'm able to fully relax. I feel fresh in the eyes right now. Let's try to keep calibrating this because I think we're onto something here.
So after this 1 hour of staring into the distance, when I put back on my glasses, it felt like I got a new pair of glasses that were a prescription up. Like it almost seemed overly sharp. So perhaps my vision was actually improving. But would this actually last? Anyways, after day 3, I decided to try another time of day to stare off into the distance that might actually pair with this theory in improving vision.
Oh yeah, this is it.
The morning sunlight. Apparently the more red-shifted morning sun can help set circadian rhythm, but also may help improve eye health.
An hour is such a long time when you are just staring, but it's also like kind of short if you get in the groove. I'm not even wearing my glasses right now, I'm walking around. I better put them on to drive. Dude, yeah. Holy smokes, like things are so sharp, like I feel like I can see over the mountains.
But was my vision actually improving? That's what I was going to find out after the next couple of days. Anyways, on day 5, rather than staring into the distance in the morning, I wanted to try the evening. Now it was midway through the 1 hour on this day where I felt like I regained something that I had lost. Something I didn't realize I lost. Different than sharp vision. It was staring into the distance as the sun was going down, where I felt this overwhelming relaxation, a calmness, peace, serenity without forcing it. And recognizing this feeling, I realized this was something I haven't felt in like 5 years or so. It's as if losing this feeling was so slow and gradual, I didn't even realize it was gone. Man, what has happened to us?
You used to be able to just like chill outside, go for a walk, kind of just vibe out, you know, enjoy. But now it's like you always got to be doing something, like on your phone, otherwise you'll look like a creep or weird. So I guess I look like a weird creep right now out on my car in the middle of a parking lot, but you know, I don't know, I feel like I've crossed that point right now. I've been doing this for the last couple of days and I'm past a certain point where I'm just like, what, dude, whatever. This is nice out here. I'm gonna enjoy it. It's not this nice on the phone or even the computer. I love the computer. I do. I love tech. But, you know, it's like the balance, man. I ain't no AI, CGI, BS. It's actual rainbow.
So I felt like not only has our technology, specifically our phones, become more addictive because there's more and more information that you can get so rapidly, but also that we've been using our phones so much, so often, that it almost feels weird not to be on your phone. But finally recognizing that I was able to break this social stigma, well, I just all of a sudden felt free again. A benefit I didn't realize I would discover in this vision experiment. Continuing the 1 hour per day of staring into the distance on days 6 and 7, on day 7 I added in an additional 45-minute walk without using my glasses, constantly trying to relax and adjust my gaze to various objects surrounding me during the walk.
Oh
no! We don't need them anyways. We don't need them.
So would I actually not need them anyways? Well, after 7 days of staring off into the distance 1 hour each day, I retested my vision, and the results based on my tests showed improvements. Now, it wasn't enough to completely ditch my glasses. In fact, it was actually a small amount. However, I do want to point out, based on my tests, doing this brought my vision with my glasses back to 20/20, perhaps preventing me from needing to up my prescription. Now, going forward, I learned a lot from this experiment. One huge takeaway point being, with all the benefits technology might give us, I realized not all benefits come without a cost. And sometimes, just like taking rest days after working out, doing something as simple as staring into the distance might not only have benefits on vision, but also on the soul. Now, this simple concept also intrigued me to explore more potential vision enhancement exercises like some I used to do. So let me know if you guys are interested in more content like that. Also, let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you all have a great day. Don't forget to subscribe. Peace. I will see you all in the next video. Oh yeah, and remember, but you gotta focus.